Looks like from central Ulster down through Montgomery, down through Chester into Tuxedo and Ramapo. Looks like Hackensack is on the southern end of where that heaviest rain is moving. It's tracking east, so it is going to clear the area throughout the morning. But in general, I want you to plan on showers this morning, a lull this afternoon with the visibility issues continuing and the gray conditions. Our highs today end up a little bit warmer in the upper 70s, and then we have a round of spotty thunderstorm activity moving through late afternoon, early evening. Then we got another round of stronger storms coming tomorrow. I'll time that one out for you in the full forecast coming up. Heather?
All right, Danny, we are...
You know, in that Godfather 3, they're very involved with the Catholic Church. If you watch that movie, you know, it's interesting. Yeah. But I would love to hear like what the Pope's favorite Al Pacino movie is. I'd be...
Yeah. Maybe that was asked. We could have been a fly on the wall or something.
Only like, we could be.
What that
and
was
I'm
like.
wondering if culturally important and spiritually moving was the Pope's read on Al Pacino, or if that was Al Pacino's read on the Pope.
Right.
Because I think it's fitting.
It's fitting.
That's funny.
Not fitting behind you. I don't even know what we're looking at right there.
I know. You're just going to have to use your imagination or squint, tilt your head a little bit. Every once in a while, you can see these clouds break. One world trade there. So that's what we're looking at, downtown Manhattan, lower Manhattan. But we do have a lot of low cloud cover and patchy fog this morning. Again, it's like I'm a broken record, right? Well, things are starting to change today. The pattern is beginning to break, but the first difference is just temperature. Our highs today end up about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. Starting in the mid-60s, this is where we spent most of the afternoon yesterday. 65 on Staten Island and New Dorp, 65 for Ozone Park and the Whitestone, 66 for East Village and Gravesend. In Jersey, a little warmer at Newark at 67 degrees. We're at 67 for Trenton and Andover, same for Poughkeepsie. So it's a mild and muggy start to our Wednesday morning with temperatures really taking off from here. Again, we'll end up about 10 degrees warmer. This morning, areas of dense fog are our primary weather worry. We also have some rain in parts of the area, but we'll start with focusing on the fog because it's tough, especially on Long Island and coastal Connecticut, portions of Westchester County, White Plains, Rye, Mamaroneck, all seeing this dense fog right overhead. Half-mile of visibility in Bridgeport, 0.2 miles for Islip and East Hampton. That dense fog is into Nassau County and even parts of New York City. So the dense fog advisory is until 7 a.m. We also have a heat advisory going into effect for parts of Jersey. That's for tomorrow, and it's kind of a preview of where our weather story turns once we get out of this gray day today. We're also dealing with some heavy rain. We have showers on radar from Kingston down through Ramapo, into portions of Passaic and now Bergen County. So that is heavy rain drifting through Ulster, through Orange, through Rockland County, and it's going to produce maybe a little bit of ponding on roadways, but it's in and out fairly quickly, and then we'll get a lull this afternoon. Then tonight we have some spotty thunderstorms. That could bring in some stronger storms with heavy rain and gusty wind, but the severe threat really is in play tomorrow with a level 2 risk, which is considered slight, meaning scattered severe storms are expected across the area tomorrow with our next front moving through. So let's time it out. First round of rain this morning pushes east in the next few hours. Then this afternoon, we're looking mostly cloudy and a lot warmer. You also notice an uptick in humidity with our highs today in the upper 70s. By late afternoon, early evening, we're starting to see a few spot thunderstorms develop, favoring south of the city for the stronger storms with heavy rain and gusty wind. Those clear out overnight. So we start mostly dry tomorrow under a partly cloudy sky, looking at the potential for some fog given the moisture we have to work with. Temperatures really shoot up tomorrow. Steamy day with highs in the upper 80s and noticeable humidity. Then by, I would say about lunchtime, we're starting to see some scattered storms. Here's that front moving through, bringing with it a line of strong to severe storms with drenching downpours and gusty wind. Behind that line, it brings in beautiful weather for the weekend. So we're looking at lower humidity and more sunshine, giving you a beach forecast preview for Friday and Saturday. That is going to be the place to be before the weather story shifts to that potential heat wave setting up starting Sunday. Today, near normal in terms of temperature. Showers this morning, cloudy and gray this afternoon, then spot thunderstorms as we head toward this evening. Tomorrow, an AccuWeather alert because of the steamy and storm. Still gray, it's pretty damp, and it's still dreary as you head out. We fixed that heading toward the weekend. 66 right now in Central Park. One of the big weather headlines today is the dense fog. We have a dense fog advisory for Long Island, I should say specifically for Nassau County and Suffolk County, as well as coastal Connecticut and parts of Westchester that are near the Sound. White Plains 0, half-mile of visibility in Bridgeport, and all of Suffolk County and Nassau County dealing with the dense fog. I'll let you know when this clears out and when we see the sun coming up. Heather?
We have a car.
Now, on our Wednesday morning, we're waking up to another day with areas of dense fog and rain, but the pattern is starting to break today. What you'll notice as our temperature increasing, and then by tomorrow, maybe a little more sunshine at times before another thunderstorm threat develops. 60s right now for the 5 boroughs and for most of the tri-state. 64 in Morristown and White Plains, 63 in Bridgeport. Looking outside, you can see the patchy fog and the low cloud cover that's plaguing a lot of the area. We're also seeing a round of rain from New York City north. We're seeing the dense fog mainly on Long Island, but in parts of the city as well. Our highs today make their way to the upper 70s. That is near normal for this time of year before a few spot thunderstorms develop the second half of the day. Looking at the visibility, 2 miles in Central Park, but check out Long Island. That's where we're seeing the dense fog and the dense fog advisory until 7 a.m. That also includes coastal Connecticut. You see White Plains at 0, so it's tough to see where you're going this morning. Once we get through the thunderstorm threat tomorrow with some strong to severe storms, then the weather story turns to the temperature. Check this out. Next week, it looks like our first heat wave of the season setting up. We'll have more on that coming up. Heather?
All right, Danny, New Jersey Turnpike car.
Sounds like it's a multi-layered issue there.
My demand for travel is personally not backing off. Like, I want to get out of here.
Right? Especially now, this weather. Ooh.
I know.
Go to
but
Turks
it's
and
getting
Caicos.
better. I'm going to stay.
Maybe take a JetBlue flight directly there. I don't know. It's getting better. Okay. But I know most of us are so sick of this weather pattern. This is terrible news for the Pedros of the world that
I love
the unsettled conditions in the gray skies. Well, I got one more day for you, man. Tough issue. Some rain in parts of the area as well. Plenty to talk about. We'll start down the shore, and it's the shore's time to shine come Friday and Saturday. I'm telling you, conditions will be great, but today's still pretty gray. 67 for Sayreville and Point Pleasant, 66 in Asbury Park. We're at 65 in Islip and Montauk, 64 in White Plains, 67 for Poughkeepsie and Newark. Fog is not something at all. Visibility and fog is a big weather story this morning. I have 2 brain cells, and they're fighting each other to the death, and they're both losing. 0.2 of a mile of visibility for Bridgeport and Islip right now. 0.5 mile of visibility in East Hampton. 0 for White Plains. So you can clearly see the areas dealing with the dense fog this morning. A dense fog advisory in effect until 7 a.m. for Long Island, including Suffolk County and Nassau County, coastal Connecticut, and portions of Westchester near the Sound. The city not under a dense fog advisory, but we're seeing pockets of it as well. And then that heat advisory in parts of Jersey, that's kind of a little sneak peek at where the weather story moves after today. Also got to mention the rain, a line of a heavy rain right now from Kingston down through about Yonkers. So this is now shifting into portions of Dutchess County, Putnam County, and Westchester. Stony Point getting the heavy rain, light rain right now in Bedford, but that intensity will pick up, and White Plains is about to get the downpour as well. So this is the first round of rain today. We'll get an afternoon low with some cloud cover and then scattered thunderstorms expected heading into this afternoon. Oh, sorry, that was the drought monitor. I was just checking on it, and it's looking pretty good. For today, we're looking at our southern spots, mainly south of New York City, with the potential for a couple stronger storms here. Tomorrow, however, the threat for strong to severe storms does increase to a level 2 risk for severe weather as a front moves through. So that's something else that we're watching for tomorrow. Today, it's the morning showers. It's the afternoon cloud cover and patchy fog. And then it's the second half of the day with some spotty thunderstorms. Again, that's mainly south of the city with highs today in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees, near normal. Then tomorrow, we'll start quiet conditions under a partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow is steamy. We're talking highs in the upper 80s. But the other weather headline tomorrow is an AccuWeather alert because of the strong to severe thunderstorms that'll sweep through the second half of the day. So we've got a lot of heat, a lot of moisture to work with tomorrow, and the result are some drenching downpour, some gusty wind, and some lightning within the thunderstorms. Well, what this leaves behind for the weekend is chef's kiss. It's going to be so beautiful for everyone except Pedro. It's going to be gorgeous Friday and Saturday with lower humidity, more sunshine. So if you're trying to plan a beach day, it's Friday and Saturday. Get outside and enjoy it. That's what we have ahead. It's the payoff to this. Still stuck in this dreary weather pattern today. A few showers with areas of dense fog. Mostly cloudy this afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. Then we've got those spot storms second half of the day, some of which could be strong. Tomorrow is going to be an AccuWeather alert day, not just because of the steamy conditions with highs in the upper 80s, but also the strong to severe thunderstorms we expect the second half of the day. But I'm telling you, Heather, what it leaves behind for Friday and Saturday is worth it. And you got to head to the beach before it's too hot to even be at the beach, which is what we expect next week.
Twist my arm. Twist my arm. I'm going to the beach. All right. And I feel badly for Pedro. I really do. Okay.
By is Dani Beckstrom. Hey, Dani.
Hey, yeah, the theme for weather has been June gloom lately, right? We're starting to break the pattern. Beginning today, really, you'll notice the difference in temperature with our highs climbing about 10 degrees. But visually, it looks the exact same. This is shifting as well. We're starting to break this pattern. We'll see a little more sunshine by Friday. But between now and then, we got a couple hiccups with a couple rounds of thunderstorms. Right now, it's the patchy fog. It's the low cloud cover. It's the visibility issues across the board. And it's the rain, depending on where you live. 66 degrees right now in the city. For Long Island, Island and for coastal Connecticut, really anywhere near the Sound, portions of White Plains and Westchester County as well. The fog is dense. 0.2 of a mile of visibility in Farmingdale in JFK, at JFK I should say, 0 for White Plains. As we zoom out, you can see coastal Connecticut tough with 0.2 of a mile of visibility in Bridgeport. Islip, same story. We have a dense fog advisory for Nassau, Suffolk counties, coastal Connecticut, and coastal Westchester until 7 a.m. We also have this heat advisory starting tomorrow in parts of Jersey. That's kind of a preview of where the weather story shifts after today. Then we have this line of heavy rain moving through the lower Hudson Valley from Kingston down through Poughkeepsie, Dennytown, Bedford, Greenwich, all seeing the heavy downpours. This now moving into Nassau County after bringing a little rain to portions of New York City this morning. This is a lull that we expect this afternoon, so you can see the drier conditions behind it. Showers this morning, mostly cloudy and muggy this afternoon as our highs make their way to the upper 70s, and then we'll get a few spot storms working in the second half of your Wednesday. Some of those could be strong with heavy rain and gusty wind, but it's nothing too widespread and favors areas south of New York City. In general, today warmer and more humid under the mostly cloudy skies. We expect the areas of fog to continue to be an issue for a few hours. By this afternoon, hopefully visibility improves. And then tomorrow, way of travel. It's so much better when you get in caught in traffic. 5:42 right now on our Wednesday as we wake up. Still areas of dense fog, still dealing with the gloomy conditions, but the pattern is starting to break, and the first sign of change happens today with temperatures ending up about 10 degrees warmer than where we've been for the past several days. A forecast high of 79 after yesterday's high of 67. Average high for today's date is 81, and by tomorrow we'll beat that by 5 to 8 degrees. So we're heating up quickly with a steamy one on tap tomorrow. Today, a little unsettled and definitely still gray. Areas of dense fog are a huge weather headline this morning, especially near the Sound. Coastal Connecticut, coastal Westchester dealing with visibility from 0 to just 0.2 of a mile, and all of Long Island seeing some sort of fog. For Nassau County and Suffolk County under dense fog advisory until 7 a.m. But even in the city, we're dealing with pockets of very dense fog. Seeing that down the shore as well, Belmar and Toms River, 0.2 of a mile of visibility. And from the city north, we're seeing rain. Even Nassau County seeing pockets of heavy rain, but the downpours are really from Rye up through Ridgefield, Connecticut, Carmel. Looks like Washington seeing the heavy rain. Kingston finally starting to taper off those showers. They're moving from west to east. As we head into the afternoon, it looks like a little bit of a lull as the gray conditions continue as our highs make their way to the upper 70s today. But moving into late afternoon, early evening, some spotty thunderstorm activity. More where that came from tomorrow. We're calling our Thursday steamy and stormy with an AccuWeather alert going into effect. I'll time it out coming up. Heather?
All right, looking at Queens on the LIE, lower level.
Sign me up for anything that's cardio related, but I love that they are doing. Do you guys remember the Disney Channel games?
Yeah.
The Disney Channel games were epic, and I always wanted to participate so bad.
It was just, yeah.
I just missed it. Oh, that's so kind of you.
But this is like real life Disney Channel games.
It really is.
That's so cool for those students.
Should we do that? Should we have that here in house, like us versus GMA versus ESPN versus
Disney Channel games?
I mean, you compete in events like that.
Okay.
Different Disney Channel stars.
Put Sam Champion in a potato sack.
I'm on Sam's team.
Yeah.
All right.
You can be on Pedro's team. I'm sure he's great at that.
Wow, Danny. Wow, just threw me under the bus.
How about that weather?
Let's get you outside. 66 degrees and gray. You know, it's the kind of day that I feel we expect a little bit of improvement heading into this afternoon, but the gray day, it's what we have ahead of us, even as temperatures start to show a little bit of change this afternoon. This morning, starting in the mid-60s for the lower Hudson Valley, 65 in Fairview, 66 in Cold Spring, 65 for Katona, Sussex this morning at 68 degrees. As we zoom out, Central Park at 66, same for Belmar, 65 for Islip and Montauk, 64 for Morristown. Dense fog is a huge weather headline this morning. Visibility is really tough. Still reading a 0 for White Plains, 0.2 of a mile from Bridgeport to Islip, over through the Hamptons, down the shore, 0.2 of a mile for Belmar and Toms River. We're looking at a dense fog advisory until 7 a.m. for Nassau County and Suffolk County, so most of Long Island dealing with this dense fog. And places close to the Sound, it looks like coastal Connecticut seeing that dense fog advisory, and over through Rye through Mamaroneck, through White Plains, coastal Westchester, at least near the Sound in general, seeing that dense fog as well. And then that's a preview of what the weather story turns to after today. Heat advisory issued for parts of New Jersey into tomorrow. Also dealing with heavy rain in spots, mainly north of New York City. It looks like that batch of rain moving out of Nassau into portions of Suffolk. But from Stamford, Connecticut, up through Bedford, over through Ridgefield, Connecticut, into Patterson in Dutchess County, and then up through Kingston and Poughkeepsie, a line of heavy rain. This is the first round this morning. morning. Then we'll get a lull under a cloudy sky this afternoon as temperatures really warm up. Highs climb today to the upper 70s, close to 80, near normal. But this afternoon, some spot thunderstorms start to redevelop, and that could bring some stronger storms, mainly south of New York City this afternoon and evening. Then tomorrow, a front moves through, and that brings us the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms for most of the area. Level 2 risk, it's considered a scattered risk, a slight risk for strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow with that front. So lots to talk about on Futurecast. You're seeing the first wave of rain move through this morning. Then this afternoon, mostly cloudy, some areas of fog and drizzly, but the radar will give us a bit of a break through afternoon. Then late afternoon, early evening, you see those spotty thunderstorms refire up, mainly south of New York City. We clear this out overnight into tomorrow morning. Starting tomorrow morning, quiet, very warm and very humid tomorrow. Our highs take off to the upper 80s, and then after lunchtime tomorrow, that front moves through, bringing with it a line of scattered strong to severe thunderstorms with heavy rain and gusty wind. Behind this round, as it clears out into Friday, we actually get some drier air working in, so it's looking spectacular for both Friday and Saturday. We finally have a nice weekend forecast ahead of us, so that has me thinking beach. Beaches will see a lot of sunshine both Friday and Saturday with highs near 80, where the rest of us see highs in the mid-80s. So there's better weather just ahead. Today, though, still looking gloomy, even if we're feeling warmer. Rain this morning, mostly cloudy and drizzly this afternoon, then spotty thunderstorms mainly south of the city tonight. Our temperatures near normal. Our lows tonight are really mild, and our highs tomorrow are very hot. It's not just the heat, it's also the humidity tomorrow as our temperatures make their way close to 90 with those strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon. It's the reason for that AccuWeather alert tomorrow. Behind it, beautiful for Friday and Saturday. And then our attention turns to what looks to be the first heat wave of the season. A heat wave in New York City is considered 3 consecutive days, 90 plus, and it looks like we have that on tap next week, Heather.
I consider it gross.
But thank you. Thank you for your opinion. That's great. What's this?
Wave, not you. This is an accident on the Southern State Parkway, and yes, Dan.
Traffic. Ooh, it's not the easiest one to drive through.
No.
Hopefully, at some point, it'll clear up.
It is going to clear up at some point, but in general, another very gray day ahead of us. But I'm telling you, this pattern is starting to break, and you'll notice that today, just not in the way it looks, rather the way it feels. Our highs end up close to normal today, topping out in the upper 70s, close to 80, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. We have another 10-degree jump into tomorrow with a downright steamy and then stormy Thursday ahead. One big weather worry this morning has been visibility. Big improvement in White Plains, but still hazy there, 1.2 miles of visibility, where in Farmingdale and at JFK, it's hard to see much of anything, 3 miles for LaGuardia and Central Park. Suffolk County, Nassau County, Long Island in general, dealing with this tough visibility, and over through coastal Connecticut, also a problem. But down the shore, we're seeing some patchy areas of dense fog. The dense fog advisory expires in 1 hour at 7 a.m. for coastal Connecticut, parts of Westchester, and Suffolk County and Nassau County. So anywhere near the Long Island Sound, you're going to be dealing with some of that dense fog. And then the heat advisory issued in parts of Central and South Jersey for tomorrow. It's a little preview of what we got ahead of us. In addition to the dense fog and the muggy conditions, we're also seeing a line of heavy rain move from west to east. It's moved through the entire area so far this morning. Heaviest rain starting to clear out of Kingston, Poughkeepsie getting a downpour. Down through Dennytown, we're seeing the rain. Bedford into Bridgeport, that's where the rain is right now in Fairfield County. And then down the shore, a thunderstorm moving through Howardsville. This is tracking east. It looks like Beach Haven, LBI getting a little downpour. We'll continue to see that shower and that storm move through as well. In general, a round of morning rain and then an afternoon lull as conditions stay gray. As we head into tonight, that's when spotty thunderstorms will redevelop, mainly south of New York City. Then tomorrow, steamy and stormy. It's an AccuWeather alert day with highs in the upper 80s, close to 90, very humid conditions, and a front moving through tomorrow evening that will help to spark a few strong to severe thunderstorms moving through the area. Behind it, much better weather moves in just in time for Friday and Saturday with lower humidity and sunnier skies. So there is a payoff, but today still awfully dreary. Tomorrow, steamy and stormy. We're watching for the rain this morning, the dense fog, and then the thunderstorm threat later this evening. I'll time it out for you coming up in the full AccuWeather forecast. Heather?
And Danny.
AccuWeather forecast.
Tomorrow, Juneteenth, it'll be steamy and stormy tomorrow with an alert going into effect due to strong to severe thunderstorms. Today, we could see some spot thunderstorms as well, but that's the second half of the day, and we have a whole host of weather worries before we get there. Starting first with visibility, it is tough out there with low clouds, patchy fog, and in some spots that fog is quite dense. We are seeing a milder day. Temperatures this morning in the mid-60s with our highs climbing about 10 degrees on yesterday. It puts us near normal, upper 70s, close to 80 with more humid conditions. But check out this visibility. Little little better in White Plains, but still under 1.5 miles. A little worse in Islip with just 1/10 of a mile. And out east over through the Hamptons and Montauk's, hard to see much of anything with visibility generally under 1/4 mile. That's where we're sitting in Bridgeport, down the shore, tough visibility as well. So low clouds, patchy fog, it is a big headline this morning. We're seeing a few showers move through as well, mainly north of New York City, but we'll get a lull heading into this afternoon as our highs make their way to the upper 70s, close to 80. Visibility should improve in the next few hours as well, but we do expect this to stay pretty gray with the cloudy skies. It's later this evening that a few spot thunderstorms will develop, favoring areas south of New York City with temperatures that are a little on the warm side, near normal, but with the humidity, it feels worse than that. Then tomorrow, we have our steamy and stormy Juneteenth. We expect strong to severe thunderstorms the second half of Thursday, associated with a front that actually brings beautiful weather for the weekend. Friday and Saturday look great. We're saying beach days, yes, make those plans. Take advantage before we turn up the temp next week. It looks like a heat wave setting up starting Sunday. Heather?
All right, we're looking at the Southern State Parkway, Dani.
African-American ancestors and Creole roots tied to New Orleans.
Wow.
I think I don't know if they knew this when they nominated him, how diverse he was, but like, it's a pretty fascinating thing to learn, right?
It's like that show Finding Your Roots, the PBS show.
Like, no big deal, I'm related to Madonna.
Yeah.
Justin, like all these people.
I would lead with that if I were the Pope.
If you're the Pope, the first thing you say is...
But you could be related to some celebs. Maybe Madonna. I don't know.
If you go back far enough, we're probably mostly all related, right? So I, too, am a very, very distant cousin of Angelina Jolie. Can't you see the resemblance? No, unfortunately for me, I cannot. Let's get you outside on this Wednesday morning. Live look at the right now 66 degrees. Their temperatures are mild temperatures are mild this morning and warmer this afternoon. In North Jersey, 67 in Hapatcong, Newark, and Bridgewater, 64 in Hanover, 66 in Teaneck and Central Park, 65 for Montauk and Islip down the shore, Belmar at 67 degrees. We're also dealing with some dense fog down the shore. Not an advisory in that area, but we're still seeing it for Long Island. That's where we do see a dense fog advisory until 7 a.m. with the potential maybe for an extension given these numbers are still tough. And Morristown dropping down to 0, but we're up to 1.2 miles of visibility in White Plains, 0.2 of a mile in Bridgeport. Anywhere near the Sound, you're going to have tough visibility this morning with that advisory until 7 a.m. Heat advisory, that goes into effect in parts of Jersey tomorrow. Kind of a little preview of the weather pattern shift that we have ahead of us. The other weather worry this morning is a line of heavy rain tracking from west to east. It's clearing out of the lower Hudson Valley right now, moving into Fairfield County from Ridgefield, Connecticut down through Bridgeport. We're seeing a pocket of very heavy rain. And then Smithtown, Bohemia, Babylon, moving into Islip, we're seeing those downpours move through. They are tracking west to east, so eventually clearing the area, allowing for a lull moving into this afternoon. It is going to stay gray and cloudy, but we will see quieter conditions throughout lunchtime. Then late afternoon, early evening, a few spotty thunderstorms firing up. That brings a level 1 risk, a low-end risk for severe weather south of the city. We could see a few stronger storms with heavy rain and gusty wind, but tomorrow with a front moving through, that brings a more widespread threat with a slight level 2 risk. That means scattered severe storms are expected tomorrow, favoring second half of the day with drenching downpours that can lead to flooding, gusty wind, lightning, and hail. Let's time it out. You see the round of rain this morning. It clears out for this afternoon. We'll stay mostly cloudy and muggy with temperatures that are noticeably warmer today, but mainly quiet through lunchtime. Then late afternoon, early evening, a few of these spotty thunderstorms start to fire up. You see they favor areas south of the city. We'll quiet down overnight into tomorrow morning, starting tomorrow with some patchy fog in spots, but maybe some sunshine for the areas not dealing with fog. It is a quick heat up tomorrow, and it is steamy. Our highs jumping 10 degrees from today, which put us in the upper 80s with humidity. You know that's going to feel on the toasty side. And it's an AccuWeather alert day tomorrow because of the strong to severe thunderstorms that will move through second half of the day. These storms have the potential for those drenching downpours that can produce flooding, the wind that can produce damage, the small hail, the lightning. We'll see stormy conditions Thursday evening. But behind this, there is a payoff. The drier air moves in, and Friday and Saturday look gorgeous. Still warm with highs in the city in the mid to upper 80s, but a lot less humid with more sun. And that means beautiful beach days both Friday and Saturday, with our beaches near 80 degrees and a whole lot of sun. Should be nice. After that is when the heat wave starts. It looks to begin on Sunday, so we got to take advantage of our nice Friday and Saturday. For today, not so nice in how it looks or how it feels with the humidity, but our highs at least are more seasonable, topping out near 79, 80 degrees, right on target for the seasonal average side, because by Sunday, AC is full blast, and we are having some indoor days because of the heat. It looks mostly dry, but we'll settle into a stretch in 90s, Heather, so turning up the temp in no time.
Yeah, great place to be is the beach.
Yeah, can't see where you're going there.
Well, these are people that are trying. Yeah. They're going to... Thanks, Dani.
Yeah, once again, we are dealing with a gray start to the day, but things are changing, and you'll notice it first today in temperature. We'll end up about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, and by tomorrow, we'll think, slow down. We're really heating up quickly. 66 right now and cloudy. Calm wind out there. Taking a look at visibility, it's quite poor in Teterboro, now under a mile. We're at just 1/10 of a mile at JFK. Farmingdale, 2/10 of a mile. Improvement in White Plains. We're still under 1.5 miles, but that's better than the 0 we've seen for much of the morning. We're at 0 still for Morristown, 2/10 of a mile in Belmar, 3 for Poughkeepsie and Newburgh. There's still a dense fog advisory now for most of Long Island, so that's Nassau County, that's Suffolk County, as well as coastal Connecticut and portions of Westchester County close to the Sound. This has been extended now through 9 a.m., so it was set to expire at 7. Now extended makes sense because the dense fog is still an issue. And then that heat advisory in parts of Jersey for tomorrow, that's kind of a little sneak peek of what's to come. We got to also talk about some rain this morning. We're seeing a downpour track across the tri-state area. It's clearing out of the lower Hudson Valley, now bringing heavy rain in Fairfield County from Danbury over through Bridgeport. We're also seeing rain in Suffolk County here from Smithtown down through Fire Island, so Islip, Brookhaven, each giving some heavy rain. And then we've got a thunderstorm right over LBI from Beach Haven up through Seaside Park. Some lightning, some drenching downpours, and Ocean County in general seeing some light rain. First round of rain, this is out of here in the next hour or so, and then we'll get an afternoon lull because the cloudy conditions continue and our temperatures warm up. Again, highs today in the upper 70s, close to 80. But late afternoon, early evening, the redevelopment of a few spotty thunderstorms favoring areas south of New York City. So today is warmer with some hit or miss storms. And then tomorrow, downright steamy and stormy. An AccuWeather alert for Juneteenth because of highs close to 90 and strong to severe thunderstorms the second half of the day. That's a front that delivers gorgeous conditions for Friday and Saturday. Finally, we found a nice weekend. Lower humidity, sunnier skies before a heat wave sets up starting Sunday. Lots to talk about in the full forecast. I'll have that coming up. Heather?
And lots to talk about on the
AccuWeather forecast.
Another great start to the day, but this pattern is going to break, and you'll start to notice the difference this afternoon as our highs climb to the upper 70s, close to 80, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. We're starting in the mid-60s with a mostly cloudy sky, patchy fog, low cloud cover, and in some spots that fog is really dense. A dense fog advisory has been extended now through 9 a.m. for Nassau County, Suffolk County, and coastal Connecticut and parts of Westchester close to the Long Island Sound. But even if you're not under that advisory, we're clearly seeing the gray conditions, so take it slow. I know Heather's been dealing with the impacts from that as well. Forecast high of 79 should beat yesterday's high of 67 and then some. It's a lot closer to the seasonal average of 81. So you'll notice that warmer day, and this morning started with a few showers. They're starting to exit east, still impacting portions of Fairfield County and parts of Suffolk County. But most of us get a lull this afternoon under a mostly cloudy sky with muggy conditions. So it's not just the increase in temperature today, highs again in the upper 70s, but also the increase in humidity. As we move into late afternoon, early evening, a few spot thunderstorms will develop that will favor areas south of New York City. Here's a look at the rain. Right now it's mainly Fairfield County and parts of Suffolk County, really central Suffolk County from Smithtown down through Brookhaven. Here's a look at the day planner come this afternoon. You can see the gray conditions continue. We got to talk temperature into tomorrow though. Steamy and stormy conditions for your Thursday with an alert. I'll have more on that coming up. Heather?
I actually have some good news this time.
Look at the highly anticipated film, Jeremy Allen White. Yes, chef.
Yes,
on screen as the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Ooh. Yeah, you'll see it here on GMA.
Oh, we got a lot of people around here very excited about that one for many reasons. Robin, thank you. We'll see you coming up in about 14 minutes.
You got it.
On GMA. I want to get you outside on this Wednesday morning. Once again, we're waking up to gray conditions, dense fog, cloud cover, rain in parts of the area. Not the words that you want to hear, but things are changing, starting first in temperature today, and then we'll see a little more sun by Friday. 5 boroughs right now waking up to mid-60s, 66 for the East Village and Gravesend, 65 in Ozone Park and New Dorp on Staten Island, 64 for Coney Island, 66 in Rockaway Beach. As we zoom out, things are mild across the board, generally mid to upper 60s this morning. Not a bad feel, but it is a bad look because you can't see much of anything with dense fog still plaguing the area. In fact, the numbers getting worse pretty much everywhere except White Plains, which spent most of the morning at 0, now under 1.5 miles. We're still at a 1/10 of a mile of visibility in Islip, out east under 1/4 mile from the Hamptons over through Montauk, including the North Fork. Bridgeport, 2/10 of a mile. We're seeing area dense fog in Monmouth and Ocean County, generally under 1.5 miles for each of those areas, 1/10 of a mile of visibility in Morristown. Basically, the story is that you can't see much of anything. It is is gray out there with a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. now for Suffolk County, Nassau County, so most of Long Island and coastal Connecticut, Westchester near the Sound. It says that it expires at 9 a.m. and it says those are the only areas under an advisory, but note that dense fog is an issue across the board this morning. Then we've got the heat advisory going into effect for Mercer County South. That's going into effect tomorrow, and kind of a preview of what's to come as our weather story shifts in the coming days. Then we've got the rain that's starting to exit east now, even in Fairfield County. So we're seeing rain from Newtown down through Bridgeport, but the heaviest stuff is transitioning out of Fairfield as we speak. And in Center Island, it looks like some heavy rain right now in general. The middle of Suffolk County picking up heavy rain. We also have a thunderstorm over LBI that's exiting east into the Atlantic as well, but light rain in Monmouth. We will get a lull this afternoon. Things quiet down, but late afternoon, early evening, some spotty thunderstorms fire back up, with some of those storms having the potential to be a bit on the strong side. That's mainly south of New York City. And then tomorrow, the majority of us seeing the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms associated with a front that brings through that broken line of strong storms the second half of the day. So let's time it out. Through this afternoon, mostly cloudy, muggy. It's going to feel more humid out there and warmer, noticeably warmer. Will beat yesterday's high temperature by about 10 degrees, putting us near normal in the upper 70s. And then by late afternoon, early evening, a few of these spot storms develop again, mainly south of New York City. Overnight into tomorrow morning, things settle down. Looks like some patchy fog possible again tomorrow, but some of us could start the day with sun if we can keep that fog from forming. Then tomorrow afternoon, a very quick heat up. It's a steamy day with a lot of humidity and highs in the upper 80s, so we jump another 10 degrees from today into tomorrow. Then that front moves through, which means by late afternoon, early evening, this broken line of strong to severe storms sweeps through, that bringing with it drenching downpours, gusty wind, hail, and lightning. That clears out, though, as we head into Friday. The drier air moves in behind it, and it brings us beautiful weather for the weekend, finally. You have to go back to April 19th and 20th to see a completely dry weekend in Central Park. We might get it this week, and it starts on Friday with lower humidity and sunshine. I'm saying plan that beach day now. Either Friday or Saturday look great. Then the heat wave starts Sunday, so we got to take advantage while we have it. Today, still gray, starting with dense fog this morning. Highs in the upper 70s, low 80s, a little more humid with spot thunderstorms this evening. Tomorrow, an AccuWeather alert because of the steamy and stormy conditions.
Current, and you're trying to fight it. It's a losing game.
I guess he did the right thing.
You should have cut across. We always tell him go across it. You know.
Yeah, but that's easy for us to say, sitting on the desk, dry.
No problem.
That's the story your mom warns you about when you say, Mom, just let me go out on the boogie board. She says, no, soon enough you'll be a mile out to shore, and you think she's being crazy? She's not.
Mom
she
knows
made
best.
that phone call, though.
She knew. Let's get you outside because we finally have some beach weather on the 7-day forecast. We just have to wait a couple more days to do so, to get that. I wanted to start with this live look outside right now because it's a while, but it is still blue. We're dealing with the haze. We're dealing with the low cloud cover, the fog, the gray still, but we have big changes ahead on the 7-day. And the changes are already starting in the form of temperature today. Forecast high of 79, beating yesterday's 67, a lot closer to the seasonal average of 81. But it does take us until the weekend to kick out the moisture, and we have a couple rounds of thunderstorms between now and then. Looking across the 5 boroughs, low to mid-70s for New York City, 74 on Staten Island in New Dorp. It looks like 74 for the East Village. Ozone Park at 75. Gravesend, I think I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. Gravesend, I'm going to try to get through this. At 78. 71 degrees for Coney Island and Rockaway Beach, 71 for Valley Stream right now. We're seeing warm conditions down the shore. That's where we're seeing a little more sunshine. 81 right now in Belmar, 80 degrees for Wrightstown. So the areas that fog lifted just a little bit, the clouds have thinned out just a little bit, already feeling quite warm. But for the rest of us, still dealing with the gray conditions. 5 miles of visibility with low clouds in the park. Half-mile in White Plains, 1 for ice slip. It has been tough near the Long Island Sound. Dense fog advisory was allowed to expire at 9 o'clock this morning. So now our attention turns to the heat advisory. This is for spots tomorrow with temperatures jumping an additional 10 degrees between today and tomorrow. So it's a quick heat up behind the warm front that's moving through right now. Showers for our northern neighborhoods. Kingston seeing some light rain over through Red Hook and northeast. It's fairly light. Shouldn't mess with you a whole lot. But here's that warm front. So temperatures are surging behind it. And we will continue to see those temperatures trend warmer and warmer as we move into tomorrow. But it could also help to spark a few thunderstorms, especially as the clouds break a bit right now. That helps to juice up the atmosphere a little bit. So the SPC is actually upping the threat for some strong to severe storms for South Jersey. For most of us, it's still just that level 1 risk or some general thunderstorms for today. But moving into tomorrow, that level 2 risk, slight risk for strong to severe thunderstorms impacts the majority of the area. So the storms that will develop both late this afternoon afternoon and tomorrow, heading toward tomorrow evening, can be strong enough to cause some damage. Want to time it out for you on Futurecast. Right now, we expect the gray conditions to continue, but clouds are beginning to break, which means by late afternoon, early evening, maybe some breaks in the clouds, maybe a little sun. As temperatures, you're really feeling the difference. Upper 70s, close to 80. And then heading toward this evening, that's when those scattered thunderstorms will develop. The risk for the stronger storms that can turn severe is still south of the city, but it does look like Futurecast is showing just the risk for general scattered thunderstorms for a lot of the area. Then we clear this out into tomorrow morning. We could see a peak of sunshine with some low clouds and fog tomorrow. Then temperatures are really steamy. We're talking highs in the upper 80s, close to 90. Before that front moves through tomorrow evening, that'll bring with it a broken line of strong to severe thunderstorms again. This is drenching downpours that can lead to flooding, gusty enough wind to produce some damage. Behind that front is when the drier air moves in, and that'll clear us out for the weekend. So it's nice to get a break from Sunday into Monday. We're seeing a stretch of the first potential heat wave of the season.
And you got to teach us how to push down a hiccup when it's about to happen.
Oh my gosh, has that ever happened to you guys on air?
No.
I like will them to go away.
I don't know how you did that.
Gonna stop it now. I think I had 3 hiccups and then we got through it.
You are our hero, by the way. All right, thank you.
There is much more to come on Eyewitness News.
And today it's still awfully gray and gloomy, but changes are coming. Today's temperature are already noticeably warmer than yesterday, and we continue that trend into tomorrow. But we're not out of the woods in terms.
Okay. Now to the bravest dog in California. Security cameras are rolling as a bear decided to see how good the dog has it in the family's home. Well, their 17-year-old dog was not having it. This is his home. More suitable, such as the forest. The dog likes that idea.
Yeah.
Was he testing porridge?
Who knows?
It's a whole Goldilocks situation.
Close the door next time.
Yeah, seriously.
And lock it.
All right, today doesn't look great, but feels a little better.
Yeah, but we see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, finally. Right.
And heat.
And heat, we got a lot of heat, that's for sure. That's really the weather story heading into next week. But this weekend, we get a really nice couple of days. You just got to get through some stormy ones until then. Hazy right now, taking a live look outside. We're seeing a little bit of blue sky through here. My peek through on Long Island. And I bet that is the case. With the low clouds, it looks so gray, but we're not seeing a lot of high cloud cover. So if we can get some of the low cloud cover and patchy fog to burn off, we'll see a little bit of sunshine. But right now, still looking awfully hazy. Today, temperatures near normal, still looking gloomy out there. But tomorrow, an AccuWeather alert. Steamy first, then stormy. Second half of tomorrow brings through a broken line of scattered showers and thunderstorms that could be strong to severe. Behind that front is what sets us up for such a nice weekend. Looks like the first dry weekend in New York City since April 19th and 20th. We'll see some sunshine. Temperatures not far from normal, just a little bit above normal, but a lot above normal as we move into next week. In fact, starting Sunday, a heat wave setting up, and that's the big weather headline moving into the work week. For right now, temperatures are in the 70s for most, but check out down the shore, 81 in Belmar. So it's steamy for the areas that have seen a little thinner cloud cover so far, and we're looking at these temps that'll end up close to the seasonal average. Our visibility today has been really tough. It's still quite poor in White Plains, still quite poor in Islip at just a mile, but in general, we're going to hopefully see that improve in the next couple of hours. Warm and help to burn off some of that. And then our attention turns to the heat that's coming tomorrow. Today's temps already 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. We bumped that another 10 degrees into tomorrow, so heat advisory issued for parts of the area. For right now, we're seeing some light showers out there in our northern neighborhoods. It looks like getting some rain over through northeast. A few maybe areas of rain for the next couple of hours here. It looks like maybe a severe thunderstorm watch issued in the area shaded in pink here. We are waiting for some storms to fire up as we move into this afternoon, and the Storm Prediction Center has actually increased the severe weather threat for South Jersey as we move into this afternoon and evening. They're now seeing a level 2 risk. For most of us, just a couple of those stronger storms that have the potential to drop some heavy rain and produce some gusty wind. But tomorrow, the majority of us under that level 2 slight risk for severe weather, and that is going to be the front moves through tomorrow evening. So timing this out, clouds are trying to break a bit. That'll give us a little sun, which could give those storms more oomph as we move into this evening. Things should be mainly quiet through late afternoon, early evening, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms will fire up this evening with the locally heavy rain, the gusty wind, the hail and lightning. That clears out overnight into tomorrow morning. We start mild and muggy tomorrow, and it's downright steamy. Our highs are in the upper 80s. We'll stay quiet through about lunchtime, and then by late afternoon, early evening tomorrow, we see that next round of storms, and this one has the potential to be a little stronger for most of the in. So by Friday, we're seeing lower humidity and more sunshine. Saturday, same story. Finally, a dry one, should be beautiful. And then by Sunday, that heat wave sets in. So heat wave is defined in our areas 3 consecutive days with a high of at least 90 degrees. A little spicy this evening as well. So just stay weather aware.
All right.
Okay. We'll be on it. Spicy, you know?
Yeah. Thank you.
You know.
Coming up, the local jockey.
This is so cool.
At Pixar, you can actually visit the Communiverse. The team uses virtual reality headsets to fully immerse themselves. They're animating.
And if you look a little bit down to the right, there's Elio and Gordon hanging out with you.
There they are. You're creating it.
Well, I think we're often in it for maybe like 15, 20 minutes at a time with a group just to walk around, talk about what's working, what's not.
This is our proprietary animation.
Neat controls to make him move.
You can see how many teeth he has. I can select the whole his head if I want.
Along with the animators, voice actors bring the characters to life.
Gordon?
Yes, and pretty soon he's gonna be Glor-done.
Hi, Dad. I'm a bargaining chip.
Jonas Cabriab, who voices Elio, gave me a lesson in the Pixar recording studio.
No, say the
Oh. He overpowered me. He's too strong, too shredded. Okay, Jonas, how did you think I did?
I think you did great for your first time. You got some one-take wonders in there, so.
I'll take it. That's a good review. Thanks.
No problem.
Along with Jonas, Elio includes the voices of Brad Garrett and recent Oscar winner Zoe Saldana. At Pixar Animation Studios in Emeryville, California, I'm Sophie Flay for On the Red Carpet.
And back in